eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Keenan. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still tryna fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Make me put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like Kima. Ain't give a F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Tryna earn they stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a Keto. And expose to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer. Dímelo porque o no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Y'all just talk, don't live it. And just took that route, that seen it. Now I'm so outspoken like Reason. Jimmy Neutron, boy, young G's. And I'm a self-made man out of Sweden. And it's still off top, I'm tweaking. But I still gotta fight my demons. I ain't no good, I'm evil. I ain't been clean since Eden. It's a war going on outside. Make you put your hands on your head like the Macarena.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into the WAG show. This is episode 108. I'm your host, Ben Hostler. We are here to talk about today's best bets. It is Monday, August 7th. We have a big preseason weekend coming up here. Week one of the preseason, so we'll have games. I think without checking, I think Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe. If I had to guess, somebody can check the schedule and correct me if I'm wrong. But if I had to guess, we'll have games Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we'll be attacking that betting wise, props wise on Prize Picks, DFS. So be sure to check that out. DFSkarma.com/pricing if you want access to the preseason DFS content. Obviously, betkarma.com/pricing if you want access to my Prize Picks plays and my bets. Mitchell in the chat, Lopez W, Sweden advanced. We gave out the nuts on Friday. That is correct, Mitchell. We did hit. Yesterday was not very good for me MLB betting. I went 2-2, down half a unit. But yeah, Sweden did advance, which was plus money. It was like plus 150. I gave that on Friday. You liked Lopez in UFC on Friday, so a couple little winners there. Sweden was always advancing. I'm sorry to the diehard like USA fans, but that team is just a disgusting joke, embarrassment to the United States. And I don't even care if you think that's a hot take or whatever. I don't care about participation trophies. I don't care. You win back-to-back World Cups, and that's the product that you put on the field. It's embarrassing. It's a joke, and they were never winning that game. They weren't. So hopefully you guys tailed and you at least made some money, because like I said on Friday, they were never winning that game. As soon as I kind of thought it was going to go to extra time, which is why I told you guys take advance instead of the money line. But once it went to penalties, I had zero faith that they were going to win that game, and they did. Thursday through Sunday, NFL, perfect. Yeah, so we'll have we'll have bets and DFS stuff Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, a little 4 days. Nice. That's what I like to see. All right. So this week, I told you guys last week we were going to start the NFL preview this week. So we are going to start that. It's going to start tomorrow. So since there's 4 divisions, we're going to do the 4 NFC divisions starting tomorrow. And then next week, we'll do the 4 AFC divisions starting Tuesday. So it'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We'll do 1 NFC division per day. And then next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll do 1 AFC division per day. And I'll just kind of preview, the teams who I like. I'll give thoughts on moves they've made, any bets I like for the division, et cetera, et cetera. I will be giving out my futures, the majority of my futures card to Bet Karma members. I want to have it up by Friday. So just plan, if you remember, plan for Friday that that's when I'll try and have my futures card up. I think my internet's lagging, so hopefully it fixes, but there's nothing I can do about it currently. What moves do you think the Saints should do running back wise? I think they're fine. I think that Kamara only getting suspended for 3 games is a win for them. It could have been 4, 5, 6. So having him gone for 3, not that bad. The Saints, I'm pretty bullish on the Saints for the season, um, given how their schedule breaks out, which we'll talk about it when I dive into the NFC South. But if you look at the Saints' schedule, I think they, you know, a bunch of easy games to start out. So I don't think it's going to really hurt them not having Kamara at the beginning of the season. Obviously, they did lose Benjamin, but they drafted Kendry Miller, and I think they'll be okay for the most part. I don't think they need to do anything crazy. But if we look at who the Saints play to start out, right? Titans could be a win. Panthers could be a win. Packers could be a win. Buccaneers win. Patriots could win. Texans win. Jags, they can beat the Jags. Colts could be a win. Bears could be a win. Falcons. They don't play a legit team that I'm like, oh, they're gonna lose that game until they play maybe Detroit is the first game they have where I'm like they'll probably lose that game, and that they don't play Detroit until December 3rd. They go all the way from week 1 till December 3rd. They're playing a bunch of teams I think they can easily beat. So super, super good schedule run out for the Saints. And I like the Saints a little bit this season. I think they're going to win that division. I talked about it in Discord. Seattle has the easiest schedule left to play the Royals, Tigers, A's 6 times each, and they're plus 10-1 to win the division. Yeah, I'll look at it and then I'll give a thought on it. I'll look at it and then we can talk about it in Discord after. I'll take a look at things. You said rant? Yeah, okay. I posted in Discord I was going on a rant. What okay. Where did what is with these people and Bijan Robinson? Can someone explain this to me? I think Bijan Robinson is great, like an exciting running back, but somehow we've gotten to a point where like Bijan Robinson is like the greatest running back prospect of all time. Where did this come from? I'm genuinely curious. So I tweeted earlier, I was like, if you're taking Bijan Robinson in the first round, basically don't do it. He's getting drafted right now. People are scared of this Cooper Kupp hamstring injury. He's getting drafted. I've seen him go ahead of Cooper Kupp in multiple drafts. What are you people doing? Cooper Kupp, we know in his life has been the number 1 player in fantasy football. He's actually done that. He's accomplished that. Last year, he was the number 1 player in fantasy football prior to getting hurt. He averaged the most fantasy points per game ahead of Justin Jefferson by over 2 full points per game. And he was going to be the number 1 player in fantasy again, and he got hurt. That happens. So why would I be taking Bijan Robinson over Cooper Kupp? Does anybody have a actual thought out reason why Bijan Robinson should go ahead of Cooper Kupp? Because he got drafted in the top 10? I mean, the Falcons drafted Kyle Pitts high and have not figured out how to properly use him. So why are we just assuming that he'll be used like properly? I don't think we can just make that assumption. And I also don't understand, again, like I said, when he became the greatest running back prospect of all time, because it seems to me that since Saquon Barkley came into the league, far and away the best running back prospect we've seen in that time was Jonathan Taylor, and Jonathan Taylor didn't even get drafted in the first round of the NFL draft. But because Bijan Robinson gets picked in the top 10, suddenly he's the best running back prospect of all time. I can't understand this. I literally can't. Bijan Robinson last year, great season. Great season for Texas. 258 attempts, almost 1,600 rushing yards, 18 touchdowns. Uh, yeah, okay. And he caught 19 balls. I keep hearing he's this great. He's the best. He's such a good receiving back. He caught 19 passes. Great. Good, amazing season. I'm not taking anything away from him. Amazing season. 258 attempts for 1,580 yards and 18 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor ripped off 3 straight seasons at Wisconsin, one of which as a freshman, over 1,500 yards. He almost had 3 2,000-yard rushing seasons. He had 1,977 yards, he had 2,200 yards, and he had 2,000 yards. And his last year at Wisconsin, the knock of Jonathan Taylor coming out of college was, we don't know if he'll be able to be a receiving back at the NFL level. And I'm not going to say that the Colts are out there throwing the ball to Jonathan Taylor, because they're not. But Jonathan Taylor's last year at Wisconsin, he caught 26 passes. And Bijan Robinson's last year at Texas, he caught 19 passes. So why is Bijan Robinson, this amazing receiver out of the backfield, catching 19 passes last year when Jonathan Taylor caught 26 passes and rushed for more yards, but that guy goes in the second round of the NFL draft? I can't compute this. Why Bijan Robinson is a better prospect than Jonathan Taylor? Oh, solely the only reason that people can say that is because one of them got picked in the top 10 of the draft because the Falcons are dumb, and Jonathan Taylor went in the second round when everybody that knows that the Chiefs should have taken Jonathan Taylor instead of Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Like the fact that Clyde Edwards-Helaire went in the NFL draft above Jonathan Taylor is ridiculous, but NFL teams do dumb things all the time. So I don't know where the hype of Bijan Robinson, it has just gotten completely out of control to where I'm taking it upon myself of, like, I'm single-handedly, I have to be, and I like Bijan Robinson. I think he's good. I have to be anti Bijan Robinson now because the hype has just gotten so out of control. Like, I can't fathom being in a fantasy draft and I'm picking, like, 6th or 7th, and Cooper Kupp is sitting there, and I don't click the button on Cooper Kupp. I can't imagine this. I don't know, Falcons hyped Pitts. That's what I'm saying. I think Kyle Pitts is really good, but I like the case for Bijan Robinson is that he's so good, and, like, oh, it's a run first team. Like the Falcons, they drafted in the top 10. They drafted Kyle Pitts high, and they can't figure out how to get the guy the ball. So why are we just assuming they're going to give Bijan, like, why are we just assuming because they drafted him high, he's like, we're placing so much faith in Arthur Smith that it doesn't make sense. I don't place faith in any coaches. Like, obviously there's case by case basis, but they still have Tyler Algier, they still have Cordero Patterson. Like, those guys are going to, like, even if they run the ball enough that even if Bijan gets like 65% of the carries, like, that's still going to be, fine. But I don't know why he's just like a surefire, like, 4th or 5th overall pick in fantasy football drafts above guys like Cooper Kupp. It just makes no sense to me why you would pick him over Cooper Kupp. It's stupid. So now I just have to be anti Bijan Robinson for, like, the entire summer and, like, the entire season. I just have to be anti Bijan Robinson now. Would you consider CMC over JJ at #1 pick? Not sure what running backs. Probably not. So if I got a top 5 pick, I would want Cooper Kupp first and foremost. Cooper Kupp or Justin Jefferson. Um, you know, I would probably be comfortable taking Tyreek Hill above CMC. And I think that I would have, like, a month ago, I would have for sure said I would want Jamar Chase over CMC, but I'm a little concerned about this Joe Burrow calf injury. Like, I haven't really seen people talking about this, but I think that there's, like, I don't want to say it's a 50-50 chance, but there's a small chance, maybe 25% right now, I would say 20, maybe 15 to 25%. I think there's a chance Joe Burrow could miss their first game of the season. Um, so I'm slightly concerned about that. So Chase, I would have to think about. I think Cup, JJ, and Tyreek, I would want those guys over CMC. Then I would be fine taking CMC. I don't mind it. Like if you really like CMC, you can take it. But if it was my team and I'm picking like fourth and like Cup's there, I'm just taking Cup. If it's Tyreek and CMC are both there, I'm probably just gonna take Tyreek. That's just me. But it's kind of up to you. In terms of running back though, like I'm gonna have an article come out where um I'm gonna break down like how I would draft. I did one last year. I don't know if anyone remembers that, but I did an article like that last year. I'm gonna do one this year as well. Um, so I'll have that coming out probably soon because we're getting to that time. JJ Chase, CMC, Kelsey Hill. Yeah, Kelsey. I mean, Kelsey, I would take over, but Bijan Robinson as well. That's another guy I would be comfortable taking. Travis Kelsey, especially now that we don't have to worry. I think there was some legit concerns that DeAndre Hopkins would sign in Casey now that we know that he's on Tennessee. Kelsey is, perfectly fine mid first round pick for me. I would be comfortable taking him. Tyreek over Austin Eckler, 100%. I won't have much Austin Eckler to be quite honest with you. I'm not really going to be targeting him. I mean, he gets a lot of touchdowns, but I don't know. I'm not super interested in him. If I'm picking back end of the first, I would be looking at I like CeeDee Lamb, Kelsey, like Banks just said. I like Kelsey first. If I was picking like seventh or later and Kelsey's there, I'd probably just take Kelsey. I like CeeDee Lamb. I like Devontae Adams. Nick Chubb, I think is fine if you want to go running back there, but I'll probably wait on running back a little bit this year. Um, I think there's some decent guys in the like after the first few rounds. I think that I'm comfortable taking it running back. So I'll break it down when I put the article out, but I can just tell you now, there's zero situation in which I'm clicking Bijan Robinson over Cooper Cup or even Travis Kelsey or CeeDee Lamb. I can't imagine this. Concerns about Burrow. I am. I'm a little concerned about it, to be honest with you. I will see what happens. I hope he's okay. But I don't know, man. A lower calf is just not something that I really want to mess with. Like, I don't know. I feel like we're getting into like potential re-injury range, and lower calf is a little too close to the Achilles for my liking. So, DFS if he's playing, I'm sure I'll be playing Burrow some weeks, but season long, I don't know. Kind of like I'm kind of shying away. I think like for me, the main target would be to get Lamar Jackson this year at quarterback. But if you miss out on Lamar because he does go high, I would probably just wait and try and get like a Dak Prescott or you could sell me on maybe like a Tua or something. Tua goes pretty late, but I don't know. I want to try and get Lamar in my leagues this year. Like I'm gonna make it a priority. If you follow me, I've already bet Lamar to win MVP, and I think the Ravens are gonna be really good this year. And we've already seen Lamar, be the number one quarterback, win MVP, all this stuff. So I'm trying to make it a priority to get him if possible in my drafts. And the best thing about Lamar is you can take him. Like obviously you can stack with Andrews, but you can get Lamar's receivers so late that like it's easy. Like I know like stacking like that isn't super important in like your home fantasy league. But I still like to get at least one guy, and all of his receivers go super late. So it's super easy to get Lamar, and then you can get preferably Zay Flowers, but you could get Zay Flowers or Bateman pretty late. All right, let's move on. Let's talk baseball. That's enough sound. I just like I don't know. I just can't believe I'm in a draft and somebody took Bijan Robinson over Cooper Cup. I just feel like this is just the craziest thing I've ever seen. I have the money line predictor up on the screen. If you guys have not seen this, it's a new tool we launched a few weeks ago, and it has been absolutely smashing. Yesterday, I went 5-0 on top money line picks for the baseball slate yesterday. It's been on fire. People are loving the tool. So I highly recommend signing up for a Bet Karma package and just checking it out. See if you like the tool. It's been absolutely money. And you get access to the prize picks predictor, underdog predictor, premium Discord, my betting card, all that good stuff by signing up. So check out the Moneyline Predictor. I pulled it up here. You can see um, kind of how it's set up. You can sort it by the differential between the projection and the actual chance of it happening. You could sort it just by projection. Tons of good stuff here. Travis made a nice video over on the YouTube channel, which if you're watching this, I'm sure you've probably seen the YouTube. You can go click on that, and he explains how to use it more in depth. I'm going to pull up the live trends tool, and we can just talk about these games. There's it's a smaller slate. There's like 7, 8 games tonight. There's a couple spots that I liked, but I'll be honest, nothing was super jumping off the page to me. Dodgers Padres, that game's about to start here in a little less than an hour. There's some sharp money coming in on San Diego. They opened at -115, and they've moved all the way to -142 despite only getting 31% of the tickets. So Dodgers are super, super public here. 70% of the tickets are on LA, but that line is moving towards San Diego. I think Tony Gonsolin versus Seth Lugo. I think Seth Lugo certainly wins that matchup. So I like San Diego first 5 here. And I like San Diego to win the game, but preferably first 5. If we pull up last 30 days of data, Tony Gonsolin has one of the highest skill interactive ERAs on the slate, 5.20. His ERA over that time is around 5, so he just hasn't been good. He's walking 11% of batters, which isn't very good. But over that same span, Seth Lugo has been very good. 339 here with 29% strikeout rate. Put some respect on Seth Lugo's name. And I lean Padres here. Can you guys start offering tennis with these numbers from DraftKings? Yeah, I think that that could potentially be in the works. I'll talk to Travis about it. That could be in the works in the future. But I lean Padres in that first game. Next, we have Twins and Tigers. Pablo Lopez, Joey Wentz. Twins are big favorites here. No shock with Lopez going. Don't really have a lean here. Don't want to lay -175 on the Twins. Don't really love the total at 8.5. Probably just an avoid for me overall. Washington and Phillies. We have Trevor Williams going up against Ranger Suarez. Ranger Suarez is a -225 favorite here, -235 on FanDuel, despite carrying a 480 Sierra over the last 30 days, only striking out 16% of batters, 9% walk rate over that span. He's not very good. Now, Trevor Williams also is not good. So I think the best bet here would be to lean the over. You can see that totals moved up a full run, opened at 9, it's up to 10. Tons of sharp money coming on it. I'm still fine with the over 10. I don't like either of these pitchers, and the over would be my only lean in that game. Marlins Reds, we have Brandon Williamson up against Yuri Perez, who's back from the Marlins. I like the Marlins here. I like them similar to the Padres. I like Marlins first 5. I like them to win the game. Yuri Perez should be good. I mean, the last time we saw him, he was very good. He hasn't been with the team for a while. They sent him down. They're trying to manage his innings, and he's back up now. So I like Yuri Perez. Brandon Williamson, not very good. 532 Sierra, still over a run higher than his actual ERA over the last 30 days. 19% strikeout rate, 11% walk rate. Doesn't look very good. So Marlins, for me, is the play here, first 5 and full game. Washington over 3.5 looks nice. Yeah, I could definitely get behind that. No problems with that at all. Braves Pirates. I mean, Spencer Strider going up against Bido. I don't know how you pronounce that. That's the guy. I did see him in person in Pittsburgh. He's okay. Um, his stuff was kind of playing better than what the numbers say. But I mean Strider huge minus 305 here. I'm not laying minus 300 on anybody. If you want to put the Braves first five in a parlay, I think you could do that. But I'm not laying minus 300 on a baseball team. Royals Red Sox. We have Reagan's against Brian Bayo. Let's check the lineup here. See if we can get the lineup for the Kansas City Royals and see what's going on here. So you guys know I've told you this. I'm a Bayo fan, but this season against righties, 288 WOBA, 142 ISO allowed, very, very good numbers. Against lefties, 351 and 214. So he's very, very good against righties. He's bad against lefties. Even strikeouts, he's getting almost 26% against righties, 15% against lefties. So you can't take Bayo against a team that's going to put a lot of lefties in there. He's going to see 5 today. 5 projected lefties for the Royals. MJ Melendez, Michael Massey, Matt Beattie, Drew Waters, and Kyle Isbell. Kyle Isbell is terrible, so I'm not very worried about him. Drew Waters definitely has some pop against righties. Beattie, he's okay. Michael Massey's not very good. Melendez, I think, is better than he's performed this year. So, not the best matchup for Bayo here. I'll probably be avoiding him. And honestly, there's probably some value on the Royals, just given that they're going to be able to pile in those lefties. So Royals at plus 164 would be my lean. I think now when I take big underdogs like that, we did it on Friday. What was that, Friday or Thursday with the Rockies? Whenever we were betting against Wainwright, those aren't like full unit plays for me. I'll put like a quarter unit, a third of a unit on a big underdog like that. But I would lean Royals, to be quite honest with you. In that game, Cubs and Mets. We have Kodai Senga going up against Drew Smiley. Drew Smiley has not been very good recently. 7.54 ERA over the last 30 days, but his skill interactive ERA is 3.55. So his metrics say he's actually been 4 runs better on ERA than he's been over the last 30 days. So that's someone that we can assume is going to see some positive regression. Kodai Senga has been much worse in terms of his metrics than his actual ERA over that span. 3 ERA, but a 4.02 SIERA. So Kodai Senga has been around a run worse. He's outperforming it by a run, and Drew Smiley is getting unlucky by 4 runs. So I would lean Cubs here, to be quite honest with you. I do worry. The only guy you really need to worry about in the Mets lineup is Pete Alonso right now. I mean, like, who are we scared of against left-handed pitching? I mean, Starling Marte this season, I'll just go through this season's numbers. Starling Marte, 286 WOB against lefties, terrible. Jeff McNeil, 293, terrible. Mark Vientos, 236, terrible. Brett Beatty, 208, horrible. Danny Mendick, 239, terrible. As a team, 281 WOBA against left-handed pitching, only a 126 ISO. The only guys in this lineup with an ISO above 120 are Pete Alonso and Francisco Lindor. The only guys with a WOBA above 300 are Francisco Lindor and Pete Alonso and Brendan Nimmo. 3 guys with a WOBA above 300, 2 guys with an ISO above 120. They don't have a ton of pop, and they're just not very good against left-handed pitching. So if Drew Smiley can navigate Pete Alonso, I like the Cubs here. So I'm gonna lean Cubs. I might consider betting the Cubs, just considering that they're still underdogs. And I would lean Cubs tonight. They're minus 105 on DK, get them at plus 102 on FanDuel. So a slightly better line over on FanDuel, but Cubs would be my lean. Blue Jays Guardians. Hyunjin Ryu against Gavin Williams. Toronto is a minus 135 favorite here. Gavin Williams has let me down. He hasn't been very good. He's been massively, massively lucky over the last 30 days. Um, you know, 3.04 ERA, 5 Sierra. Yunjin Ryu, I don't even love Yunjin Ryu, to be quite honest with you. But, you know, Cleveland can struggle against left-handed pitching. Let's pull the numbers up. Also, I want to know, did Jose Ramirez, do we have any news on Jose Ramirez? Is he going to be playing tonight? I need to look this up. He is. Okay, so he did get suspended, but he's appealing, so he's in the lineup tonight. Okay. All right. Cleveland against lefties, 274 WOBA as a team, 107 ISO, just not non-existent power, and the only guys with a WOBA above 310 are Stephen Kwan at 326 and David Fry at 381. Even Jose is much better against righties and lefties. The team does not hit lefties very well, so definitely towards Toronto here. First five and money line as well for me. Finishing up here, we have Yankees White Sox. Garrett Cole, Dylan Cease. I mean, best pitching matchup on the night for sure. Cole's a -162 favorite on DK, -164 on FanDuel. I would probably lean Yankees, I guess, but I'm not going to bet them at -160. I guess first five, maybe if you wanted to take a shot there, but nothing crazy. Rockies Brewers. We have Freddie Peralta against Peter Lambert. Brewers are huge favorites here, -230 on DK, -250 on FanDuel. I don't think Freddie Peralta should really be a -250 favorite ever, so you could take a small stab on the Rockies, +205, pretty good odds, quarter unit, third of a unit, don't hate that. And last two games of the night, Logan Webb squaring off with Patrick Sandoval, Giants, Angels. Angels have completely fallen off a cliff since the trade deadline. What have they lost like 6, 7 games in a row? Absolute disaster. So yeah, I'm not gonna bet on them here. I would lean San Fran if I was looking for a lean there. And then last game of the night, Dane Dunning, Ken Waldachuk. Rangers are -225 over the A's, -235 on FanDuel. I don't like to. Dane Dunning falls in the category of should never be a -230 favorite, so that's a pass. No, I'm probably not going to bet the A's, but just pass on the Rangers. Over 8.5 would be my lean in that game. 10+ run call for me tonight. 10+ runs. I think Toronto is in the mix. I think I think Toronto's in the mix, and like either side of the Rangers A's would probably be my two picks. I don't think it's on the slate. I would take a flyer on Washington, but I don't think they're on the slate for DFS. So Toronto probably be my favorite. Can you explain the situation? What did Anderson do wrong? I don't know. Like I didn't really look into like what exactly he did. From Jose Ramirez's perspective, it seemed that not a lot of players like Tim Anderson. I think I can understand that. Like he does kind of like I don't know, just like the way he has acted at certain times. I think other players it rubs them the wrong way, and I don't know if he said something or what. But all I know is Jose Ramirez is not a very animated person, and he doesn't really react or like get mad about things. So the fact that he did that, like that must have been really pent up or something. Like he must really not like Tim Anderson because I've never seen Jose Ramirez act like that. And I guess like he got suspended longer because he's the one that kind of initiated it. Like Jose Ramirez kind of stood up and just like pointed at him, and then Tim Anderson's the one that squared up first. The fact that he squared up first and then got dropped is terrible. Like he should, I don't know. That was terrible. You can't square up to fight someone first and then swing and miss and then get dropped. Like that was stupid. But overall, I have no idea. It seemed to me like it was like a culmination of things. I don't think like he specifically did something in that instance. Why would the umpire just move out of the way? He did. The ump did get out of the way. He kind of just let it happen. That was pretty crazy. That was like an actual fight though. Normally, like when athletes, like it's a fight, like they just get in each other's faces and then like, they'll break it up. That was like a legit fight. That's pretty crazy. Overall, though, if you guys join late, you can go back and rewatch the stream from the start after it's done. Like I said, NFL preview starts this week. So starting tomorrow, I'm going to go through, like, we'll still talk baseball, but starting tomorrow, I'm going to go through one division in the NFC for the rest of the week. And then next week, starting next Tuesday, I'll go one AFC division for the rest of the week. We have preseason football, so go check that out. dfskarma.com/pricing, betkarma.com/pricing. I'll have prize picks plays for preseason. Every day. I'll have bets every day. I'll have DFS player pool and core plays every single day. It's worth it. If anyone that paid for preseason for the Hall of Fame game already paid off their preseason and like made money, like we literally hit a 3x on prize picks, we hit a 5x on prize picks, we hit a plus 800 bet, we cashed DraftKings and FanDuel core plays, like just off that bet or the prize picks, like you paid for your month that it would cost to sign up for preseason. So anybody that signed up already made money. Go check it out. Sign up. Someone in chat said Thursday through Sunday, so that's like a good 4 days of NFL we have coming up. I'll also be at the Fantasy Football Expo this weekend, so if anyone's hitting that up, come say hi. I'll still be grinding preseason. Like I'll just be on my computer the whole time, sitting there. But yeah, good luck with your bets tonight, guys, and I'll be back tomorrow 3 p.m. See you guys then.